Let's do some Vesna calcs. So, Vesna, cryo MC, faruzan, vodyanitsa. No, odette. I don't know why I said vodyanitsa. Okay, and someone sent me the combo that you're supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be 3 N1 C E Q E and 1 C E. So you basically just do N1 C E spam and then one of them is QE instead. Got it. Isn't N3C better? Apparently N1C is better. You can eat into the charge attack and lag with the elemental skill, so you should try to always have a charge attack into a skill apparently. But I don't know, man. For now, I'll just be looking at this, assuming they're right. And if they're not, well, unlucky. Anyways, Vesna. Base attack, 354. We have Emberwell, Scarlet. We have Sig. We have Fav? Probably not. You probably don't want to do Fav. You probably want to do something else. But what is the something else? Like, obviously, if you get the new weapon, it's really good, right? But you're not getting that. Energy is cooked without Fav. Nah, it's not that bad. C6 Farazan's energy requirements aren't actually that terrible. And I don't think there's much of a point to looking at cryo MCC2. Because, like, with Vesna being currently relatively close to Glorb, the main reason why you would go for Vesna is for a longer term carry, right? With the assumption that she's going to work better with the future supports. So, like, it doesn't matter how she performs before we get access to cryo MCC6, in my opinion. Anyways, Odette. Do you just give her the event weapon? Isn't Vesna an EM scaler? No, she's an attack scaler. She does also scale with EM. Just like Hu Tao scales with EM, but like... Anyways, set bonuses. Are we doing VV? Maybe? We might as well, right? Cryo MC, TOM, Odette, Furnace. It might be the other way around. I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter. They're like so close. TOM first on nobless, Cryo MC would be worse, right? Probably. You get VV on all of Cryo MC's nuke damage and Odette's nuke damage. Right? It's not just the vortex, it's like also really good uptime on your cryo damage. Time 19, let's say it's somewhat reasonable here. Might be like 19.5, really, but yeah, close enough. Cryo MC, numbers looking huge, yeah. Right now I have Vesna as primary contributor for the vortexes. I don't know if that actually will be the case. There's like 23k DPS coming from that right now. Is 19 seconds not realistic? I'm being told that it's like, you can get it faster than those 20.5 stuff by changing the combos we used. So I'm just going off of that and saying 19. The procs, the vortex, yeah. Faruzan, that doesn't sound right. It's because we shifted cryo MC to be primary contributor. Almost half of the damage here is the Stellar Vortex damage. Like Stellar Swirl and Stellar Vortex. Not a skill did all-field damage in Stellar Swirl for cryo MC. It does, but if we remove it, we go from 56k to 54k. So, yeah. It's not very meaningful. Alright. 335. Yeah. Total. 202k. Why do people have so much worse results? Because that looks high. That's about what I have. Then why does everyone else have 150k? Why is everyone calling her a Yuma Glorp side grade? Oh, I did forget to remove this thing. That's fine though. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is C2. Like, this is what you actually have next batch. Yeah, we can take a look at what happens if you go on the Sig, Vesna Sig banner, since there's also the new Gatcha exclusive 4-star bow, right? So just that weapon instead of Fav is like 5%. And that weapon plus... Yeah, although I didn't do ER calcs on for Vesna stuff, we might need to get some actual ER now that we don't have Fav. But it's not gonna be that high. Like, that's the thing. The equipping character becomes a center of attention. Oh, okay. I mean, this is not a problem, right? You just get both. Yeah, it's just full uptime on both buffs. Okay. So it's high base. The attack percent we had from the thing is gone. The EM we had from the thing is gone. EM multiplier we had from the thing is replaced by 28 instead of 32. But we get plus 48 plus 44.1. Yeah. So it's about 20%. But if you don't get the new 4-star weapon, it's like 15%. Which isn't that good for a SIG, right? It's not bad, but it's not that amazing. Should be 20-second minimum? No. People found slightly faster combos that allow you to save some time. How are you getting 19-second rotations? If you're talking about the cooldowns because of anemo resonance, I could make it 19.5 so that it's like it includes a little bit more wiggle room for execution errors. If you guys want, it doesn't really matter that much. But this is with SIG. This 235k, this is with SIG. We can take a look at Battle Pass weapon too. Battle Pass weapon is 510 with 36 attack, right? Battle Pass is horrible? That sounds wrong. Is vodyanitsa SIG bad? It's not bad, it's just competing with ttds. So it's not good enough considering the competition. Oh, you were right. The Battle Pass weapon is kind of That's R1 Battle Pass weapon. We can take a look at R5 as well, sure. I mean, I guess. Plus 10k. Sure. You get it by faruzan burst. Animal Resonance gives you 5% cooldown reduction, which makes your cooldown 19. 5% cooldown reduction for skill, not burst. Read the fucking resonance, man. What do you mean skill, not burst? Wait, it does say skill. But I know it works on burst. Okay, I didn't know what it said was wrong. But it works on burst. Like, they mean skill as an ability, otherwise it would say elemental skill. Yeah, this is yeah. Yeah. Okay, my bad. I made fun of you, but that's a very understandable misunderstanding. Energy. She's got like what? 6 particles, 5 particles, 6 particles, 5 particles, 6 particles, 5 particles, 5 particles, 6 particles, something like that. No, she's bugged, so it's 4 only. Normal attacks don't generate. Oh, that's not good. And then faruzan is another 4, and then 2. Then we don't catch any of these particles from cryo MC and odette, right? And it's 5. It's 5. I didn't know it was 5. I forgot it was 5. And it doesn't say here, but it was 3. Clear particles with 5. Ooh, that's a problem. Oh, that is not a lot of energy. Oh god. That's way too high. That is way too high. So, what if we got the extra 2 from what you could potentially... That's like doable-ish. Ooh, that's rough. Okay, that means we don't burst every rotation, right? It's probably a burst 2 out of 3 rotations, which means 4 is now 13/3. Same for this. Okay, this is the first rotation. Second rotation, you can't use the burst early again. You have to use it later. So 1.3 plus 1.5 divided by 3. Then we got 1.4, 1.5, 1.6. 1.3, 1.4, 1.6. And then 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, and 1.6 divided by 3. So, and the no burst rotation, we end up with a longer rotation length by about like 1 point something. So probably 1.5. So you can probably do plus 0.5 on that rotate, like since we do it every 3 rotations. And it's 231 instead of what it was before, which was 236. Sure. That's not that big of a deal. Because the burst kind of sucks. Like, it's doing the burst is less damage than doing the extra E. It's just faster. Now look at faruzan energy without the 6 particles from C6 and 12 energy from C4, which you don't get inside in first rotation. Yeah, that could be concerning. Anyways, let me first just change this everywhere and change the rotation length as well. This is with SIG, chat. It's the 231 is with SIG. This is what it actually is. Okay. But I mean, it's not that bad on faruzan. Like, you don't get burst first rotation, and it is what it is. That's kind of how it works for most characters that are reliant on burst. Or maybe you can try to battery odette's particles into her calc it. I mean, the overall ER requirements are like 238. 5 bow is 61. Sands is 51, 51.8. You start at like 210, 212. That's like nothing, right? But on the first rotation, you don't get these 4, and that's like really high. But you can get 2 5 bow procs, like, to get your burst on second rotation. And that's like still very doable. But you will miss it on 1 rotation. Why is your cryo MC damage so high? Cryo MC is just barely higher contributor than Vesna for Stellar Swirl reaction damage, which means that they become primary contributor, which means that the, like, 30-something K DPS from Stellar Swirl is mostly going to Cryo MC, with very slight assumption differences. Like, straight up, if I give 1 less crit roll to Cryo MC, they're now secondary. They're still primary on this one, but, like, I guess 2 less crit rolls then. Fucking 3 less crit rolls. Whatever, man. Anyways, now this becomes divided by 1, divided by 1, divided by 2, divided by 2. And we lose a lot of damage. Just because we're no primary contributor on the Stellar Swirl damage anymore. But it's just that the damage goes to Vesna instead. Or 1 Vesna would be primary, you're right. I do need to change that. 234, 460 instead of 231. Yeah. Plus 3k. I'm adjusting that. Faruzan does have quills, but I didn't add them. Because they're so dog shit. But, like, I could add them. Is alyosha proc the Stellar support set? Yeah. He will trigger the reaction when he applies Electro on an enemy that has cryo. Okay, let's compare it to vodyanitsa. Okay. ER requirements, how do they change with vodyanitsa? We don't have this or this anymore. But we have... What is vodyanitsa's particle gen? 1 particle on every hit, and there's like 6 hits. It's gonna be like 4, 2. So we just burst every other rotation here. We're never building enough ER for something like significantly different. So vodyanitsa, ttds. Not sure for set bonuses yet. Q 2 out of 3. This will be Q divided by 2. Wait, I just realized I'm fucking dumb. I was doing 4 skills without burst. You can't do that. Is he dumb? God, I gotta change him again. Put it back to 19.5. Yeah. Like, in my head, I was like, the damage you lose from not having burst, you need to make up for with an extra skill, but you're not allowed to do that. So, unlucky. 19.5 is probably too much, though, honestly. Like I said, I was gonna increase it to 19.5 to, like... That's too much. That's definitely too much. So, vodyanitsa stuff. We can't burst every 2 every 3 rotations now. So this is divided by 2. This is 4, 5, 6. And then 3, 4, 5. Divided by 2. Rotation length with vodyanitsa could be lower for faruzan cooldown not being there. But vodyanitsa field time is the same as faruzan field time. So if we're assuming that you're not swapping to faruzan when her burst is on cooldown, if we're assuming that, like, the 19 seconds isn't really because of the faruzan burst cooldown, it's just the animation length, then you don't actually gain time on the vodyanitsa team. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe you gain a little bit of time on the vodyanitsa team. Like, we could do 18.5. That's probably okay. So this is vodyanitsa. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my. ttds! I forgot ttds. You're right. He's right. Huge. Okay, let's just double check that 2piece vodyanitsa is better than 2piece cryo MC. It might not be. Because you only gain 20% HP on vodyanitsa, whereas you gain 40% or 36% attack on MC. Yeah, it's worse. But it's very, very close. Like, they're both viable. Yeah, you could do wins too, I guess. For 43 instead. Why not nobless? Noblesse uptime is like complete garbage. Could it be worth to Odette burst to extend rotation to 20 seconds and have ttds every rotation? ttds cooldown isn't actually 20 seconds, it's 20 seconds plus hit lag. So it's like generally about 21 seconds. So you'd still have time to spare to if you wanted to get ttds every rotation. What set is wins is a hex carry set. On non-hex units, you don't get the 20% crit rate, but you still get the full 43 attack percent, which is slightly more than 2-piece gives you. So it's technically slightly better than 2-piece on pretty much anyone that can proc it, which is most characters. Not sure why everyone here is surprised Faruzan is better. It's not that Faruzan is better. Faruzan is significantly better. If you don't have C6 Faruzan, what is your alternative if you don't want to pull for vodyanitsa? Prune, maybe? I don't like Prune. Damage percent doesn't do anything. And you don't get the, like, Hex Anemo carry attack percent. So it's literally just a C6, which isn't that much. Yeah, I could see Diona, but then that extends your rotations, because that's a 20-second cooldown that actually is 20 seconds. And you're not full buff uptime. You won't be able to buff cryo MC and odette damage with Diona stuff. Qiqi, maybe? It's probably just sucrose, though, right? But maybe not. Like, it might not be sucrose. Is this gonna be better than Qiqi? In this team, probably not. Anemo is just the large majority of your damage. Like, okay, this is what your damage distribution looks like. With the anemo damage versus cryo damage. And you can see, like, SKV is gonna be fine, but obviously a lot worse than she is in the Cellar Conduct teams. Because, one, you already have Shred, and two, she's affecting a lot less of your team's DPS. Okay, let's take a look at Qiqi instead. So this is Qiqi. Let's say she's got like 2k personal, sure. This is Qiqi, this is vodyanitsa, this is Faruzan C6. Jesus Christ. Well, that's not ideal. I'm gonna be honest, zhongli might be better. Yeah, zhongli's better. Nicole. I should look at Nicole, you're right. Because Nicole might actually be better than vodyanitsa. Whatever, I'm just gonna give her Atlas wins. Fucking 4,000 attack. Who cares? Anyways, Nicole... Okay, Nicole is not better than vodyanitsa. She is better, slightly better than zhongli. Slightly better than zhongli. Sorry, I'm gonna say that one last time. Slightly better than zhongli. Tier 0 goat. ttds. These are not 20-second rotations. ttds will be really bad. I'll look at no that stuff later, but for now, we're just trying to figure out if there's literally anything you can do if you don't have C6 Faruzan to make this unit playable. It doesn't really look like it. C4G, no, that's fake. Like, you could also just do C0 Faruzan. Let's look at Faruzan C5. So, with Faruzan C5, you have to do the other combo, because you don't get the energy. Honestly, Faruzan's own ER requirements are now 392%. Oh. That could be a problem. So we have to do the charge attack to get the 2. 303 is barely doable. C4. Oh, yeah. Does she have energy constellations? No. No, because you don't actually get this unless you do a charge attack. Because C6 is what gives you the energy from this without doing the charge attack. Yeah, so you have to do a charge attack, which extends your rotation length by like 1.5 seconds. And then we lose a crit value. The 40. Gotta make sure that we don't do minus 40 for the stuff that doesn't have it, though. Don't have the plus 40 for this. Don't have the minus 40 or the 40 from this. Don't have the plus 40 from this. So C0 Faruzan is still better than Nicole, but it's close. That's C5 Faruzan, right? But like so far, other than vodyanitsa, C0 Faruzan is the best one we've looked at, which isn't a good sign. In case you couldn't tell, that's not a great sign at all. How cooked is Gene C4 here? I mean, Gene C4 is like Faruzan C0, but worse. Because it's worse uptime and longer field time. We can take a look at sucrose here. Sucrose, ttds, PV. It actually can't really be ttds, right? Yeah, it can't really be ttds. Yeah, it's gotta be sac frag. Okay, sucrose is better than vodyanitsa. Jesus Christ. How? I am surprised. I didn't expect it to be better than vodyanitsa. Sucrose isn't that good in this team. We have no shred either. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, we can take a look at vodyanitsa because she's going to be standard with constellations. Vodyanitsa C1, I guess. Okay. We're almost at Faruzan levels. Although, maybe now you go 2-piece? No, it's 70 DPS worse. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Then C2 vodyanitsa. Okay. Pog. At C2, she's better. She just needs C2 to be better than C6 Faruzan. Which isn't that bad for a standard unit. What if you really want to have a defensive utility on your team? I mean, you probably just run Nicole or Zhongli, right? And it's like less than 10% behind vodyanitsa. Proto Amber Sucrose. Wait. You're so right. With Pamber, we only lose like 2k DPS from going Pamber. It's still better than vodyanitsa. If you go Pamber and go for burst every rotation, it's actually about exactly as good. Because we have better uptime on the EM sharing if we burst every rotation. Yeah. Pamber Incision is fake. Why? I can understand Pamber is fake on Columbina or something like that. But the only reason why you really care about using the burst here is for the healing. So the fact that you don't really get it second rotation doesn't really matter, because you might not need the healing second rotation. Also for Sucrose, because of her C1, she gets a front load energy generation. So Pamber isn't a problem. Is it better than running down inside of currency, like keeping fair? Oh, if you have Faruzan C6, your best defensive utility option is to just replace one of the cryos, probably. It's more so if you don't, right? Like, then things start to look a little grim. So do you run a Finale if you have a healer, or still Emberwell? You should still run Emberwell. How did the team lose 10k DPS? I forgot. Oh, energy requirements. We realized that even with Fab Faruzan, you're not bursting every rotation without building ER. LGC2 I think I see we did. It's like 15k worse. How does she compare to Mizuki? She's better, but she probably won't be a better cost maxer than Mizuki, because the gap isn't like that insane. But she is better. The biggest thing is her best team by far doesn't have defensive utility. Like, that's the biggest problem that she has. How much does she lose? Her best defensive utility option is vodyanitsa or Proto Amber Sucrose. But if you want like strong defensive utility, it's vodyanitsa, and that's minus 22k DPS.
Goose on the loose.
Yeah.
Goose on the loose.
Goose on the loose.